Hello everyone, Ron here from L.T.L Tutoring Central. And how are you coping? COVID-19, it's everywhere. Seems like a lot of people under stress, a lot of people trying to cope with this new situation. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying healthy and following the guidelines in your area. Of course, I'm here to talk about learning as usual, but it's not usual, is it? A lot of students are out of school, schools are closed, parents are trying to teach their children at home, trying to help keep up with their learning, and that has caused a lot of stress as well, and a lot of bumps in the road for many parents, and for the students as well, for the children as well. One thing I want to mention, and I'm going to make this video relatively short, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but one thing I want to mention is set up a schedule. Have a schedule. Whatever you plan on doing. Do some reading, do some writing. You can write in a journal. There's lots of activities that you can do. Do some math. There's lots of free math programs online and worksheets that you can find to help you with that. But whatever you do, set up a schedule so you know each day at such and such a time we're sitting down, or you're sitting down, and this is the learning time. This is the time when the studying and the work is going to happen. And it's not a matter, I mean, it is a matter of being strict in a way, but it's not mean strict. It's positive strict. This is learning time. Yay, this is the time, and not all children are going to have fun right away, but keep it positive, as positive as you can, and be a good model yourself, because you're learning too. And let them know that it's okay to make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes, and they're going to make mistakes, and that's how we learn. I make mistakes all the time, and this has been a steep learning curve for me as well, because although I have taught online, I teach differently online than I do here at my big table. So all of my students here have had to go online, and I've had to teach them how to do it, often remotely because the change came so quickly, and I have to help the parents, and I have to learn new things myself. So there's a steep learning curve for me, for the parents, and for the children or the students. So that's okay. We'll make mistakes, stumble. Technology is great, but sometimes it fails, so you have to find a new way or postpone and do it again. But that's fine. That's just the way it is, and you have to cope with it and deal with it the best you can. That's a learning experience for them too, to see that mom and dad can fail, but you get back up and you try again and you learn another method, or you might even ask for help, because there's lots of help around online, and that's pretty much the way we have to meet nowadays, for a while at least. So make sure you get a schedule and try to stick to your schedule as closely as possible. There aren't many places we can go, so it shouldn't be too difficult these days. So stick to the schedule, because if your children know that that's the time for learning, whether, let's say, it's an hour, they won't rush, because they have to stay there for the hour anyway. They'll just be another task. So hopefully they will take their time to do the job well. And they know that this is a dedicated space. Get a space if you can. A little corner is fine, or if you don't have a room. We've talked about that before. And a time, so that they know this is learning time. So their mind and even their body is sort of in tune with what's happening at that moment. That is critical. Probably more than anything else, because the materials, there's lots of them to find, there's lots of things you can do, and almost anything you do that involves reading, writing, or math is going to be helpful to them in the long run. So what is critical is that it gets done, and if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a schedule, I don't think it's going to happen. I've even found that with my students switched online, in some cases, if the parents are not going to help out by getting them to sit down and do the extra work in between time, nothing happens till I see them again, and that's not enough. So you need to make sure that you set up a bit of a schedule. I am going to have a free sort of get-together meeting next week, Tuesday, April the 7th. Got it right this time. Last time I made the video I said April 6th, so I had to do it all over again. But it's April the 7th, Tuesday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Eastern Daylight Time. That's our time here. You can check online for your time if you're from the West Coast or East Coast or some other country. But it's 9 o'clock EDT on Tuesday, April the 7th. Just talking about helping your children learn at home, or if you're a student, you can come too, and anyone can show up. I will put a link below. There'll be a link to the website below as well, and a link to the blog. And in the blog, I'll have a link to the get-together on Tuesday as well, and I'll also put it in some other social media. Just pop in. You don't have to say anything, but you certainly can if you want. Bring your questions. I may or may not know the answer, but someone else might if I don't. And hopefully it'll just be a calming sort of influence and help. And I'll mention some links that I've talked about before, or that I've put in my blog before at least. But I'll have a few of those available too, and just discuss sort of what kinds of things you can do at home to help you out with your children and with your own learning curve as well. Like the video if you do, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, all those things. I'm a little tired myself. I've been working long hours putting everything together. It's been fun, but it has been tricky as well. I'm sure you're all dealing with your own stresses, your own challenges. I hope I can help out a little bit. In the meantime, keep learning, be patient, try to have fun with it. Learning is not a horrible thing. It is a wonderful thing. I keep saying that, and I'm going to keep saying it until everyone believes me. It's a great thing. If it's done right, it's a wonderful thing. So keep learning, and hopefully I'll see you Tuesday, but if not, I'll see you next time in the video or the blog. Okay, it's Ron Johnson from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Bye-bye for now.